And we're live. Look at that. Your assumptions create your reality. All right. I thought that's a pretty good title. It's very basic to what we teach. It's the most core essence because what does Neville Goddard teach us? The law of assumption. Whatever you assume to be true is true. We're going to get into that. The reason I picked that title today is because I was driving back from the gym today and a line that my grandpa used to say popped into my mind, and it made me realize again, that my family has always known the law of assumption and how to manifest, but it didn't really happen until I got older and started teaching it to realize, oh shit, this has always been around, and it's not just my family, everybody's family. All these people have like these cliche sayings, and they're all true. So I'll start out with his saying. Don't assume because you'll make an ass out of you and me. Now, it's not really law of assumption creating, and not a very powerful statement, right? Because don't assume. It's saying don't assume, but don't assume because you'll make an ass out of you and me. So it made me think, what positive can we take out of that? And the positive is don't assume negatively or you'll make an ass out of you and me. So I don't know. I just thought that line was pretty good because, our assumptions and what we assume other people are going to appear like and what we assume the circumstances are going to be, that is how it plays out. So I thought that's a great jumping off point. Adro, good to see you, brother. Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone else. We'll also talk about, overcoming fears. There's really nothing to be afraid of in the world. What's the worst that could happen? Somebody could judge you? Oh, no. And, I'm just as guilty as the next person. Nobody wants to be judged. Nobody wants to, what's it called? Nobody wants to be judged. Nobody wants to feel bad about themselves. They don't want anybody to make fun of them. But you know what? It all works out in your favor. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bunch of messages and trying to upload a video, which, oh, fuck, I canceled it. Well, I was trying to stop the screen from going off. That was a big thing. But you know what's working out in our favor anyway? We're talking about fears and overcoming fears. And we're worried about being judged, what, by others, which is just in the 3D, and they're only appearing in the way we assume. If you ever notice, you get haters based on your assumptions of yourself. So when I first started the channel, I was a little bit worried. I was like, well, what will people who are really Christian think? What will, what will people I know think about me? What will SP think if she finds out about this channel? And the thing is, my assumptions were very negative. So when I started out, there were a few haters that came by, and mainly religious people, but it was a little bit of everything, and it was just kind of like what I feared. It's like, oh, if I go live, am I gonna have to deal with a troll live? Yeah, that happened. But then I also had the confidence, if anybody does fuck with me, I'm a motherfucking comedian before anything else, so I could deal with it. And when you look at it from that aspect, and that, hey, nothing's gonna fuck with you, you can't be fucked with, right? So today, my uncomfortable thing that created some fear was what do you call it? It was going to make videos in the gym because I did the first ever Muscular Mystic vlog. It's actually completed, and the thing I'm trying to render on here is the video right now. Let me try one more time. Let me respond to this message and try to get this out there. I'm running very behind schedule. As you guys know, the Monday morning live has now become a Monday night 9 p.m. live. But we're going, and I don't even have a regular cigar with me. I only got the little ones, but that's fine. We don't need to smoke too much. I have not been in here in over a week or less. No, the last live I didn't even do here. So that's why the spiders have overtaken my fucking cigar ashtray. That's what it is. That's what it is. But anyway, hold on. This is a spiraling. Maybe somebody's a little bit spiraling. So let me give some pumping up. No, never talk bad about yourself too, because we talk about the haters and stuff. Those are your negative assumptions playing out in the 3D world. So the fact that you're getting hated on, it's reflecting back to you your own inner assumptions, and it's just a person repeating it out to you. So that's why you can't take anything from anybody too personal. And I'm the first one to tell you I'll fly the fuck off the handle when I hear something I don't want to hear, and I get really mad and stuff like that. But I gotta do, keep it under control. So let me send this person a very motivational message right now. And then I'm going to share this live out. We have a good group tonight. For some reason, whenever we go live and we're off schedule, we really appear to be on schedule because we got more viewers than usual. Mitzi, what's up? Divine Fempress, what's up? Mitzi, you finally made it to one. I know you've been missing for a minute, but we were talking earlier, so I'm glad you're here. Let me just respond to this message. Yeah, so I finished editing this vlog too. That's what I'm talking about here. So the vlog will be up. It was a very uncomfortable thing. I appreciate Mitzi for helping me get out of my comfort zone. I started doing a few vlogging things. So, there's some stuff with SP that I was working on. There's my own thing, which is the Muscular Mystic. And that will kind of be an offshoot of this channel. That one's more me. This is just a touch of me with manifesting at a core. Okay. So I will finish fixing whatever that editing issue is later. But look at that. We got 7 people. This is good. So like I said, there's really nothing to fear. I think that's the most biggest thing. People are afraid of being judged. And again, it draws me back to my favorite little thing. I knew one day when I saw Greg Plitt have it framed, I knew one day I'd have it in my home somewhere when I had my own. And I do have my own home now. And it's the man in the arena. And basically it talks about, you know what? Everyone could judge you, but usually the people judging you, those are the fucking people sitting on the sidelines of life. They will never do anything or attempt anything, so they could always judge. Because guess what? They've never, ever failed at anything. That's what makes them so great. Sitting on the sidelines, they've never failed at anything. But in the same token, they will never achieve anything. They have zero chance of achieving anything, but they also have zero chance of failing. For those of us who dare to risk boldly, we will be the champions. We will be the ones who reap the rewards. Although we will have sand kicked in our face many times and be beaten down by life, not to be negative, but it could happen. But we're willing to risk that in order to become the best versions of ourselves. Sorry, I'm watching things here and I'm watching things there. You guys already know my mind works a million miles a minute, but I'm here. Brooke needs my advice. Okay, we'll take some questions in a second. Or I might as well take them now because my mind is, like I said, my mind's all over. I try not to read the chat so much. I'm trying to just go forward with whatever message I have. And okay, so yeah, that person knows. I promised I'd share the live out to that person if you guys want. What's it called? That's not important. I'm trying to have this conversation and this conversation, but this is how I am. I don't know how I see Sheila. What's up, Sheila? I see you here. I don't know how you do it on TikTok when all the people come rolling in. I will respond to all that tomorrow. Just because if you're the person watching this, I will respond to you in the morning. I got too many things happening. All right. So let's go to the advice. There is Q&A. So if you guys have questions, whatever, the main thing I wanted to say is the one line that my grandpa said that actually sparked today's live. I was driving home from the gym. I needed a topic. And he said, don't assume things, because if you assume, you'll make an ass out of you and me. I decided to change that to don't assume negatively, because you'll make an ass out of you and me, because everyone is going to appear the way you expect them to appear. So with that, let me crack the motherfucking window. Oh my God, I hate this house. Fucking bugs. I hate the bugs. I hate them. If you get that reference, you know. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. There goes my monetization, but I do it for the meme. So I manifested my SP back. We had a wonderful night. That was time number 5. And then he blocked me and said we weren't good for each other. Now I don't know if I should just drop it or persist, because it just feels ridiculous at this point. Brooke, I will never tell someone to or not to manifest their SP back, because if there's anyone who can't talk shit, it's me, because I have gone for 6 times, God damn it. And I've been through the worst. I've looked like a fool. And then at the end, it comes down to what makes me happy. Does this person really make me happy? No, the truth is you make yourself happy, but I am happy when I'm with that person. So it's just, why is it, okay, for me, I want a sports car and I think that's going to make me happy. But a regular person who is not really into cars, they don't give a fuck about that. It's not the car that makes you happy. It's yourself and what you assign value to. So if you assign the value of that relationship to be something important, what do you get out of it? The whole journey for, getting at a specific person is a self-love journey. It has nothing to do with the person. They're just the catalyst to get you to that version of you that you should be. if that makes sense. So I'm not going to tell you yes or no because it's your decision at the end of the day. I'll never tell someone what to do. And this is not you being overstimulated. That is a live overstimulation. Yes. I just recorded a video saying that. Oh, see, look at that. Sheila, everyone is you pushed out. There we go. Make a spray that repels bugs called Home Defense. Divine from first, I'm way ahead of you. It was such a good night. Even felt like they were reflecting a lot of my revision. It just happened out of nowhere. Okay, and then Brooke, also remember this too. Some of my worst times in life, and it's the whole point of me using myself as an example and myself as a guinea pig to test the law is to show you if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do this shit. What makes me different? I mean, for a lot of the part, I'm still just like the most of you guys, like the rest of you guys. I have not fully manifested my full life of my dreams yet. I'm still working on things. There's still things, but I'm in no hurry. Right now, I'm at the happiest I've ever been. I don't really give a shit to have anything else because I feel happy now. And if you could be happy with nothing, for those who have everything, more will be given. For those who have nothing, more will be taken away, right? The Matthew principle from the Bible. For those who have everything, more will be given. So if you could be happy with quote unquote nothing because you feel like you have everything, that's the law of assumption. I'm assuming I already have everything I desire, and the feeling state I'm in is abundant and good. Why do I wear my fucking hat every day? One time I take it off. I worked out in it and gotta wash it anyway. But the one says abundant as fuck. Abundant is not just money. Abundance is money, love, fulfillment, achievement, gifts, relationships, everything. Not just with a specific person, but with your family and your friends. Like a whole like mix of everything. So right now I feel very happy in my life, but there's still things that I want, but it's more or less I feel like I should have them because it's like a measure of success or more of a way to test the law. To me, it looks more fun to test it. And the things I would want to manifest, more or less, they benefit other people in my life. I have a place to live. It doesn't break the bank. I've got an easy as fuck job. I make extra cash with this. I've got money to travel. I could save money up. There's, I've got bills to pay and like credit cards to pay off, but it's not like, I mean, if I needed to, I could. So what I'm saying is sometimes we got to feel blessed for the negative situations we're in because it gives us something to strive towards. So whenever a bad thing happens to me, I love it. I look forward to it. It's like, okay, you know what? It sucks in the moment. I might be mad. I'm not saying I love it in the moment. I could be mad as fuck in the moment. But while I'm there, I'm enjoying the process. Once I start to get more clear-headed, I'm enjoying the process. Man, how is this working out in my favor? Like I said, before I became official with my girlfriend, it was, look, I used the word girlfriend on here instead of SP. Look at that. See, I'm being more in the end, right? But before all that happened, I mean, it started because we had an argument where she was going to walk out the door and I was cool with her walking out the door. And it was just like, oh, you know what? Well, do you want to be with me? Yeah. Do you want to be with me? Yeah. Okay. So that's that. But it came from an argument. If I would have been sitting there, oh no, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, she probably would have walked out the door. So, some of my worst times in life, they came from my best times in life came from the worst moments. And you know what? Here's a worst moment right here. This country house. That thing doesn't die. Turn it around. I don't want to look at it. I might already be dead. These are some weird ass bugs in this country ass middle of nowhere. Like that's me being negative about where I live. Anyway, let's go back to the question and answer. John West, what's up, my brother? Oh, what's up? It was very confusing. The night was nearly perfect, but I remember my state of being level after, and then boom. I haven't done set or affirming. I've just been taking time to reflect because technically we're co-creating, and I don't know it's so many times, but this universe is saying no. I was sad, and then I was like, I'm just going to persist and focus on myself and hope someday it'll happen and happen the way that I've seen it in my imagination and I know is real. So first of all, Brooke, don't keep jumping around like that. So yes, we are co-creators with God, but God wants to give you whatever you desire. ask in prayer as though you have already received and it shall be yours, right? Whatever you're grateful for now, whatever you feel you have achieved now, God will give it to you over time. And it could be tomorrow, the next minute. I mean, thought transmission is very real. I went to the gym. I told my girlfriend, I said, hey, text me when you get to your parents' house. I'm going to go to the gym. And I was already at the gym for a moment. It took forever because of traffic. By the time I get to the gym, it's like she would have already been there, but maybe she already was. I don't know. I'm setting up the deadlift bar. I'm like, man, I wonder if she got there. Bing, immediately, boom, question answered. She's like, hey, I'm here, by the way. Sorry, babe, I forgot to text you. Okay, so that's instant. Whatever you want to, I had no resistance to it. I really didn't give a shit. Is it going to end the world? Is it going to ruin my emotional state if she does not text me that she's there? No, I'm going to go do what I have to do. She's going to do what she has to do. Whatever. So you can't put pressure on things because when you put pressure on it, it feels like you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to feel you already have it, and not just in the feeling that you have it so you can get it. Feel that you have it as though you don't need it anymore because you're so happy with what you have, if that makes sense. I'm trying to get you to that point. I know it's easier said than done. And I know so many coaches go, oh, just go right to the end, just go right to the state. And, the rules are cut, simple, and dry. But, the benefit to me going through it and taking my lumps by life and in this situation with a specific person. And like I said, I always wind up on the topic because that's whatever everybody wants to talk about. But, maybe the benefit to me going through that and my relationship being so rocky like it was and me praying for more adversity was so that I could teach better. And, one of the things is, number one, love yourself. Everyone will tell you love yourself. Okay. They don't teach you how to love yourself. How do you love yourself? Do things for yourself. Buy yourself a new outfit if you got the cash too. Even go to the thrift store. You can find nice ass shit at the thrift store. Not gonna lie, that's what I did. And then dress up and go somewhere. Take yourself out on a date. Hey, you know what? Go on an adventure. I don't like going out to like a bar by myself or a restaurant by myself. It feels kind of lame. Feels kind of fucking weird. Hey, I had done it 1 or 2 times. Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna exaggerate. Oh yeah, I did it a bunch of times. I did it 1 or 2 times. And it's like, hey, this is something I'm afraid of because it makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why it does, but it makes me uncomfortable. I'm gonna go conquer a fear, and I'm excited. Maybe I'll meet somebody new, not a new specific person, not going to replace the person you love, whatever, but just to, hey, maybe I'll meet somebody interesting to talk to. Maybe this cool thing will happen. I don't know. I'm excited. What awaits me over here? Okay, so that's one thing you could do. Obviously, working out. I love working out. That's always been a part of staple of my life because when you look good and you feel good, you are good, I guess. So you know what? That's another thing that I've another piece of advice. Hold on. Find a hobby. I love acting and comedy. Every time I went through my bullshit and negative times in life, I've always either turned to the gym or I would turn to acting and comedy and filming and playing with cameras and editing videos. Why? Because that ignites a passion in me. Whenever you follow your passion, you can't be wrong. Like when I wanted to get back together with my specific person, that is a passion for some reason. We don't know why and we don't have to know why, but that person ignites this in us that we want to, they ignite something in us that makes us want to be a better version of ourselves, which is the end goal. So picture the person of you, the version of you that you wanted to be as a kid that you would have looked up to. Be that person. That's the whole point of life. So the whole thing is just a catalyst for it. And it's funny because all the stuff I wanted to have a fitness clothing line. I wanted to open my own gym. I wanted to motivate a lot of people. I wanted to make people laugh. I wanted to, make cinematic videos, be like the really cool guy that people looked up to and stuff. All that came from a way I never even expected. I didn't expect this channel to be this. I can't stress that enough. I know because I'm promoting the coaching, and I know because I'm selling merch, and I know because of like how it looks that like, oh yeah, this was just what he'd always planned to do. No, I made a couple videos to motivate people, and Inked and Mitzi, and if Topaz is still out there, and Yup, they were like some of the first 4 people, and then there's other people too that I can't think of their name. I know there's a handful of people sending me emails at that time, and throughout the years, some of them stayed, some of them went, but Inked and Mitzi have always been here, and they were the ones who convinced me to stay around. And from there, it became this, and then Gary came along, and Gary was editing these badass videos, and I always said one day, I really wish I had a good editor. And someone's like, well, you should learn how to edit because you won't always have an editor. Now, whatever I need, he's usually pretty available to do whatever I need, but it's motivating me. Hey, you know what? I'm going to edit too. And he's got me out of my funk where I don't want to edit anymore. So my passion is, okay, everything I wanted to do came through this channel, but I would have never expected or seen this channel coming. So don't be so narrow-minded, don't be so stuck on, oh, it has to happen this way to become what I need. This is when they say you're a co-creator with God, it's the fact that your job is to desire and to believe and to walk in faith. And it's God's job to line up the way it's going to happen. That's the way it works. And it's your job to walk in faith along those things and assume by following your heart, your passion, and your intuition that you are going to be on the right road and you're going to have as much fun as you want while you get there. And that nothing is really as big as it seems and nothing is really as scary as it seems. I mean, you'll see. Today when I posted, either later on tonight or in the morning, depending whenever it renders, I have a vlog. The vlog went from fucking, I'm up at 6 a.m. I'm going to go straight to the gym after I do a few things online, to, I got the shits for 10 times. It might be a lot of information, but it's in the vlog. This fucking pre-workout got wasted on bathroom adventures. And then, I know what, I missed my meal. Let me go eat 3 fucking oxaquino fucking tamales. Lily, if you're here, I know I said the word wrong, but the big fat tamales. I'm going to go eat 3 of those with my brother. And then let me try to get to the gym just in time with her, and then go pre-exhausted and dehydrated to go do a back day that fucking is ass, but I still make it there. And then we go to the supplement store and they don't have the supplements I'm looking for, but we have a good experience together, and I'm able to help her get something that she really wanted. So, and then I still make it back here in time to go live and to get the meals delivered and to talk with my friend Julian. So everything that needed to get done got done, but it didn't happen in the right order that I would have predicted it. I got both my workouts in like I wanted. I'm going live like I wanted. I have plenty of energy and time to go fucking film 5 videos after this for the rest of the channel. I got to finish the entire vlog and edit it all before I started this live. So all I have to do is just throw it up. It's not perfect, not exactly what I pictured, but hey, it's something. So stop thinking because you're co-creating that you have to know the best and you have to figure it out, or it's just all a mystery and you'll figure out. No, whatever you want is going to come, but enjoy every little moment. So, hold on. Well, yeah, Brooke, see, I'm reading what you're saying. Ignoring the 3D is hard, but it's removing attention from it, and ways to remove attention from it are getting distracted by your passions and things like that. So, if it's okay, you're meditating and thinking about things that you do want, right? So, okay, I'm focused on here. Here's what I really want. Here's what I enjoy, and these are my passions, and I'm following them. Got it? Cool. So you're going through this whole, focusing on what you do want. We obviously know what we don't want. We obviously know what's there and we're experiencing it, right? So what are we going to do? Before we could even give those a thought, and they're so relevant, we're going to try to remove our attention and meditate, do sats, do scripting, do whatever technique you like. Like I said, they all work, but do the one that relates to you. Do that technique. That's when you do a technique, when you're really feeling that you can't control it, because we're already assuming naturally. So if you feel you can't assume it, just fucking do a technique to get yourself in that state and that gratitude and that feeling that it's already done. Cool. Now, before you even have a chance to go think about the other thing, get the fuck up and go do something you love. Even if it's watch a movie, because guess what? When you're watching a movie and you really immerse yourself in it, you don't know what the fuck's going on. Me and Lily watched The Terrifier the other day. All I know is I'm worried about being hung upside down and cut from the crotch to the head. That'd be fucking scary. But for 2 hours, that's all I'm focused on. Maybe don't watch The Terrifier, watch something happy, but you're in that moment, right? Let's go there. Courtney, what's up? Welcome in. Connor, my brother, haven't heard from you in a minute. Glad you're doing well. Welcome in. Don't condition your desires. 100%, brother. For sure, Connor. Josh, my brother, what's up? Thank you for the subscription on the other page. I really appreciate it. I recognize, and if anyone else subscribed, thank you guys as well. But I know, Josh, you use your regular name, so that's how I knew it was you. Let's see. It's confusing because they said they don't have. It's confusing because they said they don't be insistent on the outcome. But then Neville also says, don't budge. what we want and persist until it comes into fruition. Sorry, I'm spamming the chat. It's okay to spam the chat. Everybody does it from time to time. And I'm here to answer the questions. And today I got a lot of energy because I have fucking probably a total of 4 pre-workouts in me and also 2 coffees. So if my heart doesn't go out before this and the 5 videos are filmed, we're going to have a really good roll and I'm going to be really on point. It's not like one of those days where I'm tired. You know what? We'll light another one and stay in the game. All right, let's go. What's it called? Yes, to be persistent, but persistent doesn't mean I'm sitting there all day long like, SP is in love with me, SP is in love with me, SP is in love with me, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. Because when I tore my pec, what the fuck did I do? I went to work the next day, I'm like, my pec is full, the muscle never came off, and I was like, and I take a knee and I'm like, fuck, my muscle's off my bone, fuck, dude, oh my God, it's never gonna go back, I'm gonna be deformed, I don't know if I'm gonna have my full range of motion, and I'm sitting there like this, and I have to do all this work today, and they want to fire me now because of this, and these guys don't like me, and all these negative things, and I got overwhelmed, and it fucking crushed me. But guess what? I didn't sit there and keep focusing on it. The more it's like, okay, I'm at work. Being at work and being loaded up with work because they didn't like me was a fucking blessing. A negative thing became a blessing because, hey, now I don't have time to fucking play around with, oh my God, it's missing. The muscle's missing. I'm going to be deformed. My body's going to look like shit. Everybody's going to think I'm a fat slob and I'm going to get man titties. Well, guess what? I still have my fucking pecs. And I did a bodybuilding show, which is something I always wanted to do. Did I come in where I wanted? No. But point is, I put myself where I needed to be by removing attention from it. I just said, oh, you know what? I work out. The other day, I really got myself in a frame of mind. I have not touched the bench press seriously, or mainly stuck to all my benching on the Smith machine. For those of you who don't know gym terms, Smith machine is the one that's on a rack. It's kind of a machine that protects you from doing anything crazy, so you don't get hurt or anything like that, right? Some people call it like a bitch thing to do. I would squat on there and stuff like that, but it's like, you know what? Oh, I squat on there because it's better for my legs or my knees or whatever bullshit excuse I gave. Okay, let's break out of my comfort zone. Let's do Tom Platz. Go fucking squat in the regular thing. And then on my bench press, it's like, if I could do that, then I could do this. And I just fucking so much in the zone, I didn't have time to think about the injuries, the what if, or the blah, blah, blah. No fucking outside noise. I only heard the fucking screaming of Tom Platz saying, 5 more, you can do this, in my headphones, and the music and Deftones going and fucking rep. I don't even know how many I'm on. This has got to be like 15. Keep going. 5 more. You still have more energy. And then it's like pulling. It's like, nope, that's not a tendon. That's the muscle. You really got a pump going. And just as if I had never had a tear, it's good to go. So but I could be fully healthy. And then this, like the week before, I was all nervous on chest day. I know I'm not going to go too heavy, this and that. And all of a sudden I feel injured. I feel weak. I feel like I can't do it. What's the difference in a week? I didn't do anything different. I actually probably ate worse and fucked up worse, but it was a mental frame of mind. The body responded to the mental frame of mind. So if the body can respond to it, why can't the outside circumstances? And then when you see evidence of the outside circumstances, you think, why can't the body respond to that? Everything is mind. Everything starts in mind. It's the oldest principle. It goes back to every ancient religion, Bible, ancient text, the Stoics, everybody. I always say it. It goes back throughout history. And even today, where do we start this with? My grandpa talking about that. If you look at my fridge in the vlog, I saw it while I was editing, that, there's a sign my mom wrote on the fridge. I forgot about it. It's like, what the mind can conceive, the body will achieve, or whatever you can conceive, you will achieve. I think that's what it is. But she wrote all these like little manifesting terms, stuff that she used to say the entire time we were growing up. Didn't happen until recently, when like the past year or two, when I was really got into teaching that shit has always been around. And it's like, when you focus your attention on it, whatever you look for, you will find. So let's only seek the things we want. All right, now we're smoking. Go ahead. Okay, stop. Before I even read any more. Brooke, I just can't help but wonder what changed. Before I'm not even reading the other 3 paragraphs, I'm going to tell you this. I can't help. Okay, so you just surrendered all power right away. You can't help it. Your mind runs you. You don't run your mind, right? And I'm not being the fucking asshole coach that yells at you, but I'm making a point so you listen. Don't worry about telling me all the what ifs. Stop sending messages. Stop doing all that. I'm not telling you to spam in the chat. You keep asking questions, but before you put your fingers on the keyboard again, listen to me. You just gave your mind the power. The mind says, now, I can't help. So you can't help. You, your soul, your consciousness cannot help. The mind is in control. You don't have mind control. The mind has control. You can't wonder what helped, but what changed. What changed is probably your thoughts. I am going to go out on a limb, no matter what you believe. You kept thinking this is too good to be true the entire time, leading up to the date. Maybe on a date you're lost in the moment, but leading up to it, or as soon as it ended. Oh, I hope that happens again. I wonder if. How did you find out that you were blocked? Did you go check if you were blocked? Because guess what? If you checked if you were blocked, you were looking for something, and whatever you seek, you find. So there, your thoughts had created that. And now, especially when you have a track record, you said you manifested them back 5 times. I went through 6. One of them was public on the channel. So again, there's my receipt. You could see it fucking happen in the course of the 2 years here. So you saw me at an all-time low, and you saw me come back, and you see him. And I've always never held anything back. So you have all my receipts and my accounts and all my fucking horrible, ugly history of what happened to show you. And you have my specific person on here telling you what was felt from another side. That's the specific person realm answers. If it happened in that small instance, okay, is it an isolated incident? Maybe, but why would every other channel have success stories? Why would all these? I'm not saying every teacher has all the same success story, but there's quite a few teachers who actually know what they're talking about, who have done the same thing. There is a lot of Reddit stuff that you could check out where the people have actually done this, and you yourself have done it 5 times. What's stopping you from 6? What do you realize? What have you done wrong? I had to sit down after 5 and figure out what the fuck went wrong. I have a fear. Be real with yourself. You have a fear. It's happened 5 times. It's logical. It's fine that you could understand it. You understand that there is a fear. You have to understand it, because 5 times and it happens again. You know, when people go on the video and comment 5 times, maybe you should have just avoided it. Okay, well, maybe. But there's a reason your dumbass is on the video, not you, Brooke, but the people who say that negative shit. It's like there's a reason they're on the video. They want their specific person back. Maybe they had done it before, maybe not, but they want it back. And you see me successful. So you're hating, and that's them hating. So for you, do not limit yourself. You know, there's a fear, and it's logical. You need to kill off the logical mind and stop worrying about. You don't need to worry about how it changed, why it changed, what happened. You need to stop looking for reasons, because when you're trying to figure that out, you're looking for reasons that happened. Whatever you look for, you find. If you look for a reason that didn't work out, you'll find a reason that didn't work out. If you look for a reason not to manifest the person back, you'll find a reason not to manifest them back. If you look for the better specific person, you will find a better specific person. If you look for all the good in that person, you will find the good in that person. It's very hard to do. But if it was easy, everybody would do it. There would not be a need for people to pay for coaches. There would not be a need for these channels. There would not be a need for any of this stuff if it was very easy to do, because everyone would just know how to do it. It's a reminder. And the only reason we're here is we're pushed out of you to remind you that, hey, it can be done. And in our own world, we have gone through and fucking suffered through this stuff, and it's created something in us that we felt called. I turned this shit down multiple times in my reality, and it's like, okay, I'll make a couple videos and be done with it. I didn't expect it, but I even called it in that first video about the manifesting my specific person back. I said, this will probably be my most successful video, and it is, and it will probably be the thing that makes me well known, and it was. So even there, my words brought something into reality. So watch what you say, watch what you think, and you have control. John, I understand that right now, because I was going through that a while ago too. The stress about the money. How is it that I was not stressed about money? I didn't care. I was blowing money on trips. I was making good money and I was blowing it. So it's like, okay, it's logical. You got good money, you blow it. And then the more people started saying, eventually it's going to catch up to you. Eventually it's going to catch up to you. I didn't give a fuck. At first I didn't give a fuck. And then I started thinking, what if it does? What if it does? Then all of a sudden clients stopped. I stopped getting clients, which was a big source of like me being able to travel and do things and have some fun on the side. I stopped getting overtime, which was a big source of all that stuff. I got a couple tickets. I got fined over here like a motherfucker for something that I know was set up. Nobody was buying any merch. All these things that like, well, my little extra stuff stopped, and then more reasons to lose it came to be, so I started getting stressed. I saw the credit cards reaching their limits, and it was like, fuck. So I just had this question the other day when me and Julian were over at the cigar lounge. He asked me what makes me brave enough to spend money, or along those lines. I can't remember exactly how he phrased it, but what makes it where you're able to spend money and not feel bad about it. And it was almost like being on a whim. Now, I'm not telling you to go blow money and shit like that, to go trying to be smart with it. save it, invest it, do all the usual, 3D world things to do. And if you need to get a part-time or something, even Neville, let's talk money for a second, because I like that you brought this up, because I'm a little bit tired of the specific person thing. Not because I don't want to teach it anymore. It's just like, kind of you get burned out, because how many times am I going to say the same answers? And I do appreciate Brooke bringing up a new perspective and a unique outlook of stuff. But we'll talk about the money real quick. So I said, you know what? I was trying to watch the money the other day too. We go to the cigar lounge. It's an expensive membership. So, it's not really something, unless I was, swamped with customers and clients and stuff like that, it would be a little luxury. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to get more clients by doing this. But I had a fear I wasn't going to. And guess what? I didn't. And then I go there, and I thought I had money in the account still. There's no money in the account. So I could have swore there was, but I had a fear there wasn't. And then I go up there, and I'm looking for a nice commemorative cigar. What I do is I get the ones in these, these cases right here, the tubes, whenever there's a special occasion. So I'm like, me and him talking about a business plan, stuff like that. And I told him, like, look, we're having a good time. We're talking about business. I'm not afraid to spend money now. So I go up there and I buy myself a new cigar. Buy one in a tube. They're usually expensive. I'm like, wow, $11. I'm going cheap. So I'm like, I'll take that one. And then I thought about it in my head. I said, and then we told the story during the live, but if you missed it, here it is. And I know some people said it was hard to hear that live. So it's like, okay, how would, I said, wouldn't it be nice if I got him one too? And I only asked for one. I remember only asking for one. I'm like, maybe I should ask for another. The guy takes out two and goes right to the thing to go check on him. God damn, he took two. Whatever. I'm like, maybe that's a sign. So I buy it, whatever. And somehow with tax and stuff, it came out to like $30. I'm like, fuck, it's more than I wanted to spend. But you know what? I'm having a good time. And you know what? This is going to lead to a prosperous business. Like, it kind of involves opening a gym. And that's what it is. But working with him on something too, fitness related. So I go back down there, and I know that I don't have a cutter and I don't have a lighter. I'm like, fuck, dude, I just realized I don't got it. I got to go back upstairs. He goes, hold on, there's got to be one down here. I'm like, yeah, let me go check the bar over there. They have a bar that serves popping water and shit like that. So I'm like, let me go check the bar. Ask the girl. She goes, no, we don't have that down there. There's two older guys sitting there. The one goes, here, use mine. And I'm like, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. He goes, don't waste the trip up there. And he goes, I got a lighter too. I'm like, oh, thanks. I really appreciate it. So cut mine. I'm like, Julian, come over here. He's like, oh, take it over to him. I'm like, oh, it's all good. And then I told him, I'm like, hey, thanks, man. I'm like, I just signed up as a member. He goes, oh, you just signed up? He goes, well, let me show you the tradition. He hands me a nice $30 cigar and says, keep it. He goes, that's on me. Welcome to the club. And we were just talking about we need to open this gym and meal prep place somewhere where, where people have got money and stuff like that. So it's like, that would make sense. We want to go somewhere where people have disposable income and that they could use it on something beneficial like their health. So it's like, where would we go? Here, this guy says he spent $200,000 in 10 years on cigars. I'm like, holy shit. So it's like, we know we're in the right place. Then when we leave, there's a Rolls Royce in the fucking parking lot. Well, that was the first time where there was a Rolls Royce. They had a bunch of classic cars when we left that time. But point is, I know I strayed way off the point, John, but the point was, I said, I'm not afraid, because if I'm having a good time, okay, I'll spend it. But I trust whatever I give out, whatever I have spent, it comes back to me tenfold. And I know that if I need to make money, like, there's a circumstance that I just was informed of today that I might have to deal with at work tomorrow. If I have to deal with it and it goes south, and worst case, no job or whatever comes out of it, I lose my job or whatever. If that comes out of it, okay, I understand. I am a skilled man, and I will find whatever way I need to, I've got a million ways to make income. Now, whereas the channel may not be enough to live off of or anything like that, it's like, well, then that gives me more time to make videos, and it will benefit me this way. Or, what do you call it? Or it will force me to go work in a gym. And by working in the gym, it will give me enough clients and people that I know now to open my own gym and pull all those clients that way. Whatever it is, I understand it will work out that way. So I stopped stressing, because I'm like, if I need it, I can get it. I know that I can work for it. Because at a certain point, even Neville said when he was manifesting, wealth and living the way he was. You've got to remember, Neville left home when he was a young teenager, and he went to go become a Broadway dancer. I believe it paid better back then, but also no one really paid anything. And he was dancing during the Depression. So a lot of people made money off teaching. I know he talks about, he goes, I'm not a teacher of that, though. I can't teach it. So Neville goes off, and there's no money, and he even got his job. If you remember in his lectures, he went to go work for JCPenney because he had a young kid at home, because I had a child. I couldn't sit at home. I had to go do something to earn money. So he went and worked there, and he's got his own talking points about oh, well, you have to have an education for this and an education for that. He goes, I'm just stocking shelves. But he went and stocked shelves at fucking Macy or J.C. Penney. So if you're worrying and you're trying not to have a job and stuff like that, because I do know people manifesting that. I do know one guy who's been very successful, who's never had a job, but somehow has always gotten money, not for many illegal reasons either. And like he is, and I was fully supportive of him too, and he has had that. So, and every circumstance in the whole world scheme has almost played out where he cannot get one, not in a negative way. He's fully healthy and able-bodied too, but just somehow he always has money. So I wish him all the best. But sometimes there is a little bit of 3D action required before you could take that leap of faith. I'm not going to lie. There was still some times where it's like you have faith and you know it's going to work out. And then you take a little bit of action, just enough to like give yourself that faith because you're like, oh, if I got this, I'll be secured. So, a few times where it's like, okay, why was I taking overtime when I was trying to make a bunch of videos? Just to secure that I'll be fine. And then I didn't make as many videos as I wanted to. But my clients increased because I felt abundant in that time that, hey, you know what? I've got this money here, and here's how it feels to have this money. And if I had some more money, oh, man, that would be even cooler. So hold on 1 second. I hate bugs. Take this weird-looking beetle thing. Anyway, that's that point. Let me go back to reading. Brooke, if you didn't know what law of assumption is, I didn't read the whole thing, but if you didn't know what law of assumption is and it was easier to manifest the person back is because you had no restrictions and you just had that assumption that they're going to come back, especially when you're somebody. Why is it people who don't know law of assumption, they always say, oh, I know that they'll be back. They always come back and they have that assumption. Well, when they have that, they kind of, what do you call it? That's already a built-in assumption. But I'm glad you see the point now, Brooke. Okay, I see. Towards the end, I just read all that. Okay. Nick, I appreciate you talking about the money subject and your story. Whatever the solution is, the answers will come to me. What you are saying is really inspiring to me. I will rewatch the live. Thank you. Perfect, John. Yeah, I mean, that's the first time I talked about money in it. But yeah, I think that's what's going to help you is, okay, if you really need money now, okay, if you need to find a job, you can find a job. And if look, I have the job that I wouldn't mind doing. I'm paid to show up and go home, and it's good money. And if I need more money and I'm visualizing, like I'll go to sleep sometimes visualizing. The one time I was visualizing $100 and I hadn't had a client in a minute. Because if I'm always real and honest. Like right now, I've got nobody. If you go look at my calendar, there's no point for me to lie. Like some people are like, I'm booked up just to like sell themselves something. I don't lie about it. Right now, I'm not. You go to my calendar, you can see. If you go to book a session, you got plenty of open time. But I would visualize sometimes the Calendarly app telling me, oh, you have a session. It would happen. Another time I was just picturing $100. I'm like, it was for a Discord challenge, the $100 challenge. I woke up the next day to somebody messaging me and it didn't come through Calendarly. They just said, oh, I would like to do a $100 session because I was running a sale at that time too. So, it comes to you when you believe it is. And it's like there's no restrictions. The same thing with specific person, the same thing with anything in life. The less restriction you have over it, the easier it is to get. But I think that was actually, I feel like very energized after that live. And we're at about 45 minutes. I was trying to keep it under an hour too, so I think we're pretty good there. I'm going to try and figure out what's going on with this this vlog. I got it fully ready. I'm going to film another one tomorrow. I'm trying to post one a day. I don't really have a title for that series of vlogs yet, but you know what? I'm attempting it. I'm going to be posting some stuff on Instagram too for me and SP's page. So if you follow Life of Lily and Nick or Lily and Nick, it's on Instagram and what do you call it? And YouTube. And then I got the YouTube stuff where the Muscular Mystic, which is this basically part 2 of this channel. It's just a little bit more of me. So I appreciate it if you guys go over there and follow that if you want to. If you want to and just see me working out, making jokes, fucking around. That's just if you're more of a fan of Nick. If you just want manifesting content, then that's where you're going to be here. That will have manifesting content, but not as much as this channel. This channel is manifesting content. That one is manifesting content mixed into my life. So it's just going to be like a little bit of comedy, acting, cool stuff. It was whatever I feel like filming. That's what it is. It was just a passion that I was feeling for a couple months now. Like, do this, do this, do this. Okay, I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to follow that passion. And I welcome you guys to join me there. You guys know about the Discord as well. You know how to get coaching and blah, blah, blah. What about manifesting wealth or abundance for others as you see consistently struggling? Josh, see, that's something that I'm working on currently right now. And you guys know I will always, what's it called? I always teach from experience. So here's an experience I have with that. My specific person, I'll tell this story before we wrap up. I think it's pretty good. 1 second. Hi, Nick. I'm on my desired shift. I just affirmed. There you go, Sally. I'm glad to hear it. And Connor says down all the good doesn't. Yeah, Connor has a fucking badass success story too. You guys can read his full success story that he wrote out in the Discord if you guys are part of the Discord. But anyway, and if Connor, if you want to write it here too, you could. But thank you for sharing. And I'll tell the quick success story. This is not wealth. She did not become a millionaire from this. But she was very miserable on a shift she had. She was working 12-hour days, like 3 days in a row, and then she'd be off for like, what do you call it? Then she'd be off for like 2 days and then 3 days on. Similar to a fireman schedule kind of, but it was like, you could tell, it's like when I first met her, it's like, well, this shift has definitely been taking a toll on this girl for a while. And she goes, hey, I got this connection that could give me a better job. And she goes, hey, I think she'll get it for me. But, and then she still had the reservations, even though someone's telling you pretty much they could get it. So I took that, and it was like one of the times of the breakups. So even though we weren't together, I was still manifesting this this life for my specific person. I was visualizing, oh, she's on a normal shift, and you know what? Then I'm going to go to day shift too. We'll both be on day shift, and we'll have afternoons to work out together and to be together. We'll have this beautiful life, and we're both on day shift, and we're both like human beings again. Well, she winds up getting the day shift position within the month, and we were already separated at that time. So it's like, well, you know what? You don't have to be vindictive and stuff. So I'm just like, I wish her the best. Even if we're not together, I want you to have this shift. And it was something I was visualizing every night. It was her telling me about it. We were split up, and like I said, all the times manifested back together. It was no more than, 10 weeks was the longest. This was probably about 2-3 weeks later. We wound up back together again. It was the time I manifested her by Halloween. This all happened like late September to mid-October. And like a week or two after that, she wanted to tell me right on Halloween time, babe, I got the job, and blah, blah, blah. So I had manifested that for her. But then I was like, man, why can't I get myself day shift? Well, what was I saying? Why can't I get myself day shift? Well, it's almost, wouldn't it be wonderful if I didn't get day shift? Why can't I get day shift? Because I'm in that thought pattern and that speaking pattern. So I had to change it. So every day I'm like, okay, I'm taking some physical action. I packed up all my tools every fucking night for 2-3 months, or whatever it was. It took 6 months about to leave that job. But every day I'm like, this is my last day. And then, there's fucking a whole week left. It was my Monday, and I said, today is my last day. And I packed up my whole locker. And, finally, eventually, it took me leaving that job and some other job calling me, gave me all the benefits and more at the other job to be away from where I was and in a way better state. And I mean, you guys found this channel, most of you, where I was still at that other place. So there was an underlying misery. Now there isn't. I'm fucking happy. So I have a very easy job. And it was everything I asked for and manifested. And she has that job that she was looking for. And it was everything that she was manifesting. So, everything that she wanted, she got. Everything I wanted, I got. And I was visualizing all this first on both of our behalf. And then there was a good period of time where we did get to work out together every day after work. It was like on days where she would have overtime because my shift, I get off later than her. So if she ever had overtime, we'd have time to work out. And, right now that's something, she doesn't have overtime anymore. So something we don't get to do, which I value these Mondays off, because even though it's only a time where she does cardio in the gym, it's still, we could sit there and talk for an hour and a half doing our cardio past the time. And, I count that as a blessing. And, when her overtime picks up again, I know she kind of desires that. So I've been visualizing it, but not as much because I want to let her get a little break first. But it's like, I'm visualizing that for her. I'm visualizing more wealth for her and things coming to her, and helping her manifest things too. So, that was a story of about when I did that. And, there's still one I'm working on. So my mom really needs a new line of work. And that one's hard because it's your mom, so you feel very attached. And any little thing that happens, like, yeah, you're a specific person and your girlfriend, that's one thing. But your mom, it's like you see her going through shit at work. It's like, I'm a man, whatever. You want to fuck with me at work? fuck with me at work because whatever, I could deal with you. But somebody doing it with like fucking with your mom, it's like, oh, that's hard to manifest. So it can be hard at times, especially when you feel very desperate for it. The trick is to keep detached. It's like when my mom was in the hospital, like pretty much the doctor said she's done, she's cooked, she's gonna die. Like pretty much that's what we were told. And I sat down with my brother and through tears I said, this is not about wealth, but it's wealth. It's about health. And it was the same thing. I just said, hey, remember when? We had tears in our eyes. It's like, remember when? And he's like, yeah, he's going along with the manifesting thing, but he's not fully sold on it. He understands there's a truth to it. But, and then he kind of goes to his room. I'm like, I remember when. I'm like, she's just on vacation. And detaching from your mom being in the fucking hospital is hard to do. And I just got busy. And then luckily, this was before I even met Lily. This was going through some other SP heartbreak, but I realized I'm like, everything from that heartbreak led to a bunch of bad shit happening. I almost lost my uncle. I almost lost my mom. And I almost lost my grandpa in a fire. And like our family home that was like in the family for like, 100 years or some shit in the south side of Chicago burns down. And it's like, man, all this bad shit's happening. But what did I focus all my attention on? Just pure sadness and pain and pity and having this little pity party. And it reflected in my reality. So I just said it generally changed. I'm happy. Go to the gym. You know what? I'm going to the gym as if nothing happened. My mom's on vacation. I'm glad she's on vacation. Within that next year, she did wind up taking a vacation. She never goes on vacation. Her work was actually sending her on vacations. They're not vacations. They were work trips, but, make a little bit of fun out of it. But her health came back, and then my uncle wound up being healthy too. Because I did remember when. I used remember when for both of them because it was easier for me just to set it and forget it. But almost the same principle would apply for the wealth or a new job. Because it's almost the same thing I did. It's like me and SP were split up. So I didn't really give a shit, but I still want the best for her. So it was easy for me, if all that makes sense. So, I think that's a good thing. And if, like I said, I know a lot of you guys, John, I was going to say, John, you're not anymore, but Josh, Connor, you guys are in the Discord. Sheila, I got to put you in today. Courtney, you're in the Discord. If you guys have questions or other video topics, write them down in the thing. It's hard. Sometimes I do have a hard time driving the conversations in there. It helps when we got more people in there. So if you guys want to sign up, it's a direct access. I'm on my phone all day, so it's easy for me to answer the questions on there whenever I get a chance. A lot of times when I'm bored, I would rather be answering questions or writing mystic stuff than doom scrolling through fucking TikTok or trying to reset my timeline from seeing negative things back to positive. And it's just like, it's a waste of my time. So I'd rather be editing videos and doing that, which is another reason I picked the vlog and, doing positive things. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll share the vlog stuff on here again, but it's called Muscular Mystic. I just found out there's another page with some Power Rangers and shit like that, or it's muscle mystic or something like that. But I'm Muscular Mystic. But you'll see my handsome mug on there with a cigar. If you guys want to check that out, the Nick and Lily page, and we're posting that. I'm going to start putting more shit in my link tree. I'm trying to organize the thing, and I do have a website still coming. It's just something that's pissing me off, and I'm about to hire somebody to come in and actually take care of that for me. Don't forget to have fun with life. Nothing is that serious as it seems to be. Connor, 100%, brother. And look at you. You had faith, and you had fun, and all these good things are unfolding for you, and I know many more are going to come for you. You've stayed dedicated to this, to where a lot of other people would have quit, and you've reaped what you have sowed, and it's been beautiful. So I'm glad to see that. I'm proud of you, brother. So with that, I'm proud of all you guys. I love you guys very much. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry it's late, but we're here now. I've got 5 videos to record for you. By the way, I will be back. We'll do Monday live. I'm going to try and get a TikTok live in either with the next 3 days. I will try to do a TikTok live. I will let you guys know I'm here, if I'm going to, and when I'm going to. I'll be out of town this weekend, but I'll be vlogging that stuff, so you'll be able to see me. I know that's where you will see Muscular Mystic, but I'll have the Mystic Manifesting shit pre-recorded and all that. So with that, love you guys very much. As Mitzi says, you got this, and I'll see you in the next one.